I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. Today is Wednesday, October 7th. We have Mrs. Walls in the studio today.
We also have the birthdays for today and the next week, and we have a special insert created by Rowan all about mushrooms. But first, let's hear from Mrs. Walls.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. It's good to be back with you. I'm here to announce those who had lunch with the teacher last Thursday. It was a small group, but we certainly enjoyed the pizza from Tenutas. In Miss Unger's second grade, Argent enjoyed pizza with his teacher. Juju and Noah ate their pizza with Dr. Giroux. Gabrielle and Tyler had pizza with Mrs. Fox. Janaya ate with Mrs. Martin. Rowan with Mrs. Albrecht, and Natalie with Sioko. So we have a small start, but a great start. And I know that you're all reading. I look at your scores and record books frequently. Let me remind you that the most important thing is that you understood the books you read. So be checking your percentage and make sure it's at least 85% or higher, because that means your brains are growing, and that's what we really want to have happen. So I encourage all of you to keep reading. We'll be looking forward to the next lunch with the teacher in November. And always remember that I believe in every one of you, and I believe in every one of your teachers. Have a great day. And don't forget to come down and wave for those of you who had lunch.
Congratulations to all the students who earned lunch with the teacher. Remember to keep reading. Now let's find out who will celebrate their birthday this week.
Happy birthday, Stoker. Let's see who's celebrating a birthday this week. Today's the day to wish Michael and Finny a very happy birthday. Turning 1 year older on October 8th will be Dr. Giroux. Woohoo! On October 9th, Soraya will be celebrating her special day. Birthday girls October 12th will be Ava and Emily. Blowing out her birthday candles October 13th will be Mrs. Schmidt. That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in to our Stoker birthdays.
Another year older. Enjoy your special day. Now Rowan is going to share some information about mushrooms. I warn you, it's interesting, but kind of scary.
Did you know? What is the most poisonous mushroom? The death cap mushroom, which is responsible for the most mushroom poisonings in the world. Also, did you know
The most expensive mushroom in the world is the white truffle, which is selling for $220 per ounce.
Thank you for that interesting information. If you ever want to share some interesting information, let Mrs. Granger know. Now it's time to review our PBIS rules for attending assembly.
Welcome to another edition of Shark Fins, PBIS. Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. Be responsible, be respectful, and be safe. This week's edition of Shark Fins is Assembly Sharks. It never hurts to be reminded, silent voices please. What do I always say? Hands and feet to self. Attention on the presenter. That means eyes forward and you're listening to what's being said. Remain seated. No wiggle worms. Keep seated, please, until you are dismissed.
Mrs. Knocker is pleased to announce this week's Golden Shelf Elf Award-winning classrooms. Congratulations to Mrs. Fox's third grade class and Mrs. Weber's kindergarten class. Please send down someone from your class to get the award. You get to keep the elf in your room till next week. I'm Maya signing off.
And I'm Kelp. Remember to learn something new each and every day.
Learn all about kindergarten. I'm Maya.
And I'm Kelp signing off. Have a great week, Stoker. Remember to give 100% effort to all you do. Good morning, Stoker Sharks. Welcome to this edition of the News at Stoker. I'm Kelp.
And I'm Maya. Today is Monday, October 5th. We have some of Mrs. Martin's students in the studio to lead us in the pledge. Please stand, face the flag, put your right hand over your heart, and recite the pledge with us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. It is always good to start a new week at school. It is your job to always do your very best and remember to start the school week off right. We have our very own Mrs. Nelson in the studio to share news and awards with us. Mrs. Nelson.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. Let's start out with some bucket fillers. You guys have been doing an amazing job with PBIS. I have all these classroom awards to share too. So let's start out with Kurt from 266, Jeremiah from 258, Zach from 240, Austin 260, Kimora from 372, Emily from 338, Natalie from 236, Alexis from 266, Maya from 240, and Austin from 260. Great job. And look at all these PBIS awards. I think a couple classrooms have been collecting, because look at this. We have classroom for Mrs. Fisher, classroom for Dr. Giroux, playground for Dr. Giroux, hallway for Dr. Giroux, arrival and dismissal for Dr. Giroux, and cafeteria for Dr. Giroux. Now watch this. These are all Miss Weber. We have hallway, 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 restroom, restroom, arrival and dismissal, classroom, 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 classroom for Mrs. Gens. Those were all for Miss Weber, by the way. They've been collecting. We have classroom for Mrs. Gens, playground for Mrs. Gens, hallway for Mrs. Gens, office for Mrs. Gagliardi, and hallway for Mrs. Gagliardi. Great job, you guys. All right, tonight, if you are in Miss Azeltine's study club after school, please meet outside the office area, right outside the windows, the long windows with the table on the other side. That's where you'll be meeting Miss Azeltine if you're going to start study club with her. Tomorrow, we do have kindergarten going to try again to go to their field trip with Apple Holler. It was canceled last week due to the weather. So tomorrow, kindergarten's going to Apple Holler. Wednesday night is Culver's night. 5th grade's going to Camp Timberley. Thursday, we're going to try our first lockdown drill. We've done all the other drills, right? We've done a fire drill. We've done a tornado drill. We've done a safety drill. And now we're going to do a lockdown drill. So that would be if there was ever either an intruder in the building or an unsafe situation that we didn't know about and we needed to take care of, okay? So we're going to try that this Thursday. So it's only a drill, so the teachers and the staff can teach you what to do, okay? Friday is Crazy Hair Day. Let's see how crazy your hair can get. And we have 4,386 AR points. Great job. Now, Mrs. Knocker in a library has taught you about her makerspace, right? And there's a few of you, 4th and 5th graders, that wanted to learn how to crochet. Well, Mrs. Nelson knows how to crochet. So I wanted to show you a few things. You can make a hot pad. Now we can work up to this. And she showed you a little bit about bracelets. And there's other bracelets you can make with buttons on them. I made some for my family this weekend to see how it would work. And then my son said, can you make me some mittens? And if you get better and better, you can even make things like this, hats and mittens and stuff like that. So if those 4th and 5th graders are interested in doing it, I will be in the library today for your lunch and recess. So starting at 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I'll be in the library if you're interested in learning. You do need a pass. So if you are interested in coming during your lunchtime, you need to stop in the library and get a pass, or in the office. If you do not have a pass to give to the lunchroom supervisors, they're not going to let you go, okay? So you need a pass prior to. So think about that this morning. Also, for our delightful diners in our cafeteria, Sharks, we haven't been doing so good. Okay, we did amazing at the beginning of the year, and now I see a lot of goofing and talking and not cleaning up, that kind of stuff. This week, we only had Mrs. Unger, Mrs. Gens, and the whole entire 4th grade, and that's it. Yee. We got to do better next week, okay? Promise me? So this week, everybody's following the rules in the lunchroom. You throw your garbage away, you sit back down, wait to get dismissed to go outside. Shining Sharks went to Gens and Mrs. Fisher. Actually, you know what? Mrs. Fisher was on there as well. So I missed her. It wasn't circled, but Mrs. Fisher got it as well. And then we are going to be starting our attendance. And we're starting out with no punking out on attendance. So there's bonus stars and backpack tags and classroom certificates and ice cream from Culver's that you can earn. Remember, if your classroom has the highest percent for the week. Okay, so make sure you're here at school learning. And 4th and 5th graders, if you're interested, I'll see you in the library at lunch. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you so much. Have it on good authority, Irving, that he had a wonderful time in Miss Gens's class and then spent an exceptional week in 1st grade. Today he shares the adventures he had in 2nd grade.
Irving visits Stoker's classrooms. Room 342, Miss Gens's 2nd grade class. Monday was a great day. I got to go in the hall with Irvin and Kaiden. Irving, we almost matched. They took turns reading me some books. I had to help Irvin with his Band-Aid. Irvin read Ranger Rick, and his friend Kaiden read Splat the Cat. They were excellent readers. Tuesday, Mrs. Gens's class had a sub. I watched that class use their best manners and help the sub when she wasn't sure what to do. I was totally impressed. Wednesday was the best day ever. I got my picture taken by a professional. I do believe he caught my best side. What do you think? Also, my friend brought me tuna for a snack. Wow! Next, I read the book Clementine. It cracked me up. Now I don't mean I broke into pieces. It means I laughed and laughed some more. Look at this cheesy smile. Did I say Wednesday was the best day? Well, that's because I hadn't visited Mrs. Gens's class on Thursday. The sweet, sweet girls took me to the library What fun! Check out how cute I look, being held by Emma and Delia. Who is more handsome, me or the shelf elf? I'm thinking me, but then I do think I am really a handsome shark. I think this proves that I am the handsomest shark in the world. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved Wednesday and Thursday, but Friday was pretty special also. I got to read Clifford's first autumn sitting on a really soft cushion. And then, woohoo! I got to go to gym class! Doesn't her class look amazing? By the way, they told me that they think I am pretty smart.
It does look like he had a great time. Next week, he will share his first grade experiences. Of course, this week, he will
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Stoker Sharks. I'm Kelp and check out my hair. What do you think, crazy or not? We have an exciting show today.
I'm Georgia, filling in for Maya. And check out my crazy hair. Can't wait till next Friday to see everyone's funky hair. On the news besides Funky Friday, we are focusing on just what are Stoker students doing in classrooms. Enjoy!
Stoker Sharks in action.
Stoker Spirit Day, we've got spirit. Yes, we do. We've got spirit. How about you?
Look at that spirit!
Look at all the spirit wear. They're rocking all that Stoker spirit wear. Look at all the gray, blue, and pink t-shirts. Look at all those awesome t-shirts. Best friends.
Fifth grade continues to answer the question that Irving answered. What kind of reader are you?
As a reader, I am interested in only a few genres. I like everybody books, animal nonfiction, and fiction. I absolutely don't like history fiction. My favorite author is Kate DiCamillo because she wrote my favorite two books. She wrote The One and Only Ivan and The Tale of Despero. She writes funny and entertaining stories. She writes fiction books for kids and adults. My teacher reads her books all the time. That's who I am as a reader.
Third graders in Mrs. Olson's class tells you ways to be a good reader.
Don't give up.
If you can't figure out a problem, ask a friend.
Read with a partner.
Read different kinds of books. Make work fun.
Stay focused and keep working. Read books of interest at your level. Good fit books.
Last week, we saw fourth graders in Mrs. Sejack's class working. Check out the second graders in Dr. Giroux's room.
Hard. Hard. What's that? Wow, you never hit the ball.
One of the coolest ways to learn is by singing. Thank you, Miss Weber's kindergarten class.
Can you sing the days of the weekend? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Hip, hip, hooray.
How fun is Stoker? Speaking of fun, you know what we're going to see next? That's right, let's tickle that funny bone again. It's time for the joke jar.
Stoker's Joke Jar. Why was 6 afraid of 7? I don't know. Because 7, 8, 9. Get it? Because 7 actually 8, 9. What was the name of the ball the snowman went to? I have no idea. The snowball. Get it? Snowball. Well, that's it for this week. Exciting things are happening at Stoker, that's for sure. I'm Georgia signing off.
And I'm Kelp. Have a great weekend, Stoker, and don't forget to shut all technology off. It's Shutdown Friday.
Shutdown Friday.
Hey, it's you know who. He's back, and it's Shutdown Friday.